Good evening, my Real News Media TV family. Welcome back to the channel for another news update. And in the news this evening, A&E department at the Spanish Town Hospital flooded, institution operating under emergency mode. The Southeast Regional Health Authority is reporting that the Spanish Town Hospital is now operating under an emergency mode due to severe flooding in the Accident and Emergency Department. According to Errol Green, Regional Director of SERHA, the A&E department has flooded as a result of severe runoff from Burke Road due to the heavy rainfalls in the parish, requiring staff to temporarily relocate its patients to other wards. We are working with the National Works Agency to clear the drainage that has caused the flooding as soon as possible, said Green in a media release today. We have moved to ensure that A&E services continue uninterrupted. This essential service has been preserved by relocation to the physiotherapy department and reverting hospital operations to emergency mode until further notice, said Dr. Jacqueline Wright James, Senior Medical Officer at the Spanish Town Hospital. The management of SERHA is asking for the public's patience and cooperation while it works to alleviate the situation. Work on in earnest by NWA to clear blocked roadways in western Jamaica. Workers employed by the National Works Agency say they have been working tirelessly to clear several roadways obstructed by fallen trees after the passage of Hurricane Beryl. According to Janelle Ricketts, Community Relations Officer at the NWA's Western Office, the strong winds and heavy rainfall associated with the Category 4 hurricane caused significant damage to the roadways. There has been significant damage in the aftermath of Hurricane Beryl. A number of roadways have been damaged and are now affected by inundation, washed down silt and debris, and downed power lines, reducing road sections to single-lane access, Ricketts said. The NWA teams are out clearing affected roadways, she added. Heavy-duty units are being utilized to assist the NWA team in the clearing efforts. CAD staff temporarily relocated, working remotely after Hurricane Beryl. The Court Administration Division is advising the public that some of its staff will be relocated this week, while others will work remotely due to damage to its Dominica Drive headquarters. In a release on Sunday, the CAD stated that its office infrastructure was affected by the passage of Hurricane Beryl on Wednesday. As a result, starting Monday, some staff will be stationed at the Council of Voluntary Social Services building at 131 Tower Street, downtown Kingston. These changes are expected to continue through to Friday, July 19. The entity says it remains committed to serving the public and ensuring court matters proceed with minimal disruption. It also apologizes for any inconvenience the relocation may cause. Flow reports 77% mobile population coverage, 24% of affected fixed service sites restored. Flow Jamaica says 77% of its mobile customers have services, while 24% of affected fixed service sites have been restored as its technical teams continue restoration efforts following the passage of Hurricane Beryl across the island. We are continuing our efforts to restore services as we collaborate with the country's main commercial electricity provider to get our customers impacted by the hurricane back online in the shortest possible time, said Stephen Price, the communication provider's vice president and the general manager, in a release on Saturday. Many of the areas experiencing service outages are communities where commercial power was lost during the storm, the release stated. Among the parishes where services were mainly affected are Portland, Kingston and St. Andrew, St. Catherine, St. Elizabeth, Manchester and St. James, the company said, noting that 413 communities, or 24% of the 1,714 fixed service sites impacted by commercial power across the island, have been restored to date, including sites in Kingston and St. Andrew, St. Catherine and St. James. The communities where services have so far been restored include sections of the corporate area, sections of Mapen in Clarendon, sections of Portmore and the Spanish Town in St. Catherine, and the sections of Montego Bay, Sandy Bay, Bogue Hill, Unity Hall, Coral Gardens, and Ironshore in St. James, the company said. According to the release on its mobile network, the company has been able to restore 77% of population coverage, up from 66% in the aftermath of the hurricane. It said that the company's technical teams will complete damage assessment and evaluation of areas impacted in coming days, even as they effect a restoration of services to even more communities. They will also continue topping up generators for major sites for areas affected by commercial power outages, according to the release. In the meantime, the company said it has been facilitating charging of devices and other services via its stores on wheels in the communities of Majestic Gardens, Denham Town, Seaview Gardens in Kingston and the St. Andrew, Mitchelltown and the Portland Cottage in Clarendon, and the Flanker in St. James. On Sunday, it said the store on wheels will visit Mitchelltown and the Portland Cottage in Clarendon. St. Catherine Chamber President says business spared the worst by burial. Chairman of the St. Catherine Chamber of Commerce and Industry, Dennis Robotham, says the businesses were spared the worst by Hurricane Beryl. For the most part, the passage of Hurricane Beryl has not affected businesses so much, except for areas where electricity is yet to be restored and the passage to commerce have been physically blocked, Robotham said. Despite this, he said yesterday's heavy downpour affected businesses and other interests in Spanish Town. Among the entities that were impacted by flooding was the Spanish Town Hospital. The rain was very wicked. Despite Beryl passing with minor damage, the flooding last night mashed up the place, businessman Marcus Dalrymple said. His views were echoed by persons along Morrison Street, which experienced the feat of floodwaters that blocked the businesses along the corridor. When the town was visited by the news team on Sunday, business operators were seen busily sweeping away floodwaters and debris. After braving Hurricane Beryl, 9 firefighters returned home to roof, other damage. After 36 gruesome hours of risking their lives to ensure the safety of Jamaicans, 9 firefighters returned home to find that their roofs were either torn off or their houses had undergone structural damage. 7 members in the Westmoreland Division alone had either their roof blown off or their house been significantly damaged, and we have 2 in St. Elizabeth as well who had their roofs blown off, but those persons were still out working, Commissioner of the Jamaica Fire Brigade, Stuart Beckford, told the news on Friday, 2 days after Category 4 Beryl left a trail of destruction along the island's south coast. Those are what would have been reported up to Friday morning. I'm sure there may be others out there because there is a report coming out of St. Thomas, but I haven't been able to verify that yet. We may have a couple of persons on both the uniform and the non-uniform side who may have been negatively impacted in terms of their houses suffering some kind of damage. I'm waiting on the final report to confirm those, Commissioner Beckford said. The affected firefighters, who at this point will remain nameless, were unavailable for comment as they were busy trying to recover what was left of their property. Beckford said that in some instances, many of the firefighters island-wide lost contact with their family members during the storm, but pressed on with their job, a sign of their dedication to service. It couldn't have been easy for them, but they stuck to the task, and I must extend my sincere gratitude and commendation to them after the tremendous work that they have done over these past 2 days, he said. It's not easy when you are out trying to save other people's lives and protect their property, while you don't know what is happening with your family who is at home, he added, lamenting the hardship that now faces his team. Thank you everyone for watching. See you tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. for another news update.